Ron here, back with another video for you today. Today we have an update video for the DJI Mavic Mini. You know, you probably have seen a whole, your YouTube feed flooded with a bunch of Mavic Mini update videos. My friends Marcus Crawford and Billy Kyle have both done good videos on it. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, just yesterday, which let me get the date for you. Yesterday was the 23rd of April. An update came out from DJI, and let me get the number for you. It's 01.00.0500. I don't know why they come up with these, bizarre numbering schemes, but that is the update, and it is the one we've all been waiting for. It added some more manual controls in video. Now you can set your shutter speed in video, and it also said it added the white balance, but the white balance actually sneaked out about a week ago when they updated the the Go Fly app. But now you got white balance, shutter, and iOS all in video and photos both, and they've added some extra frame rates in 2.7K. You now have an additional frame rate of 24 frames per second, which is basically what's known as the cinema frame rate for here in the US. Before it had 25 and 30. 30 is more of a TV frame rate, and 25 is more of a European frame rate. But in 1080p they've added the 24, and they've also added 48 in there, so you can, if you double your frame rate from 24 to 48, you can slow it down in opposed to make kind of a smooth slow motion effect or whatever. But so that's kind of the highlights of the update. And I also saw in there that they added another feature that nobody seems to be talking about. Maybe it was in there, and maybe it wasn't. I'm an old man. I already forget what that feature was, but maybe I'll remember by the end of the video. But okay, so you can update the video, from the, you just fire the drone up, and you'll get with the Fly app, you'll get an alert that you have to update the video. So you go in, you hit that, and you do the update, and you should be good, right? You just wait for it, you just follow along what it says. Really simple. But when it was over, and kind of everything rebooted, my transmitter, or my remote controller, or whatever you prefer to call it, was constantly beeping. So I rebooted it, still was beeping, and I restarted everything a couple times, couldn't stop the beeping. So even in the notes for the upgrade, it says that if you have this beeping, to calibrate your remote controller by moving the sticks around. But I at the time, this is yesterday, the procedure that I found online to do the calibration sticks in the app, you had to go into the remote and hit RC calibration, and then you had to start it in there, and that wasn't in the app for me. What I needed to do to start this calibration, the commands weren't there in the screen for me. So I figured that I had some sort of problem during the firmware upgrade. Something went wrong, and I didn't get a complete upgrade. So today, which is Friday the 24th, a day later, I got the DJI Go Assistant 2 app out on my laptop, and I went in there and hooked the drone up to it. And it saw that I had done the updates in there, but it's an option in there for you to refresh your update. So I figured if I had a corrupt update, I would just refresh the update on the aircraft itself and the controller both. So I did that and rebooted everything, and I still had the constant beeping from the remote controller. So there I'm getting frustrated now. I've kind of done all the stuff, and I still had the beeping, and and I did go in and try, to see if I could calibrate at that point, because at that point I jumped on, well, I'm going to back up a second. So, before I start all this, I went on to the DJI, app website, and went down to the bottom support, and I emailed them telling me the problem. So I got a quick response saying that they're backed up because of the coronavirus, and I wouldn't get a response immediately. So at that point, I went and did what I told you to do with the DJI Assistant Go. So after that failed, then I went to DJI on Facebook. So almost immediately after going to them on Facebook, somebody started replying to me in Facebook Messenger, and I told them what my problem was, and they got right back to me, and they told me to try a few of the things I already tried, and then they walked me through doing the remote controller calibration, and I went back. I had it was an order you had to do. You had to turn the app on. Then turn the controller, the remote on, controller, whatever you want to call it, turn that on, connect it, and then fire the drone up. And then you had to go to the menu with the remote, which is kind of, I think, the second one over from the left, and go down to almost the second to the last option on the screen there, and choose that, and that got you to the remote part. And before, that kind of wasn't there, but today it was there. So then you go in there, you hit that, then you have to turn the drone off, and then you do this thing where you move the sticks, all the way around, and you see on the screen, you see when you move them, you see them go all the way up in 100%. So they ask you to go around several times on both sticks, and also on the control wheel that's up here that moves your gimbal up and down. So you can see all this on the screen that you're doing it, and it's going to 100%. So I did all that, and then I asked me to, and then the beeping just stopped. I mean, when I was doing all it was still beeping, but once I could hear it. Once the calibration really kicked in, I could see the things moving to 100% on the sticks. It stopped beeping at that point, but I still went through the whole process, got them all calibrated real well. And so the beeping stopped. So then I rebooted everything, because some people that I read said that they did the calibration, then they started it up again, and the beeping came back and had to recalibrate again. But I was luckier. I rebooted everything, and the beeping didn't come back. So I think I'm good. I wasn't able to fly today because I'm rain, wind, cold here at Jersey Shore, so I was kind of grounded today. But I think I got a decent day coming tomorrow, so I will get out and do a test fly tomorrow. I'm sorry, this is kind of me of a talking head video here, but this is such a convoluted process, and there's no way I could record all these tests, because I would have been recording things that didn't work, and it would have been these huge pauses in, and I know I could have edited a lot of them out, but in other words, I wouldn't even got anything done if I was trying to record everything, because recording everything, sound, everything, it's it's kind of a process, and I was so busy troubleshooting that I didn't get around to that. But I just want to help people out that do have problems with the updates. I mean, most people, I talked to my friends like Marcus and Bill and Billy Kyle and all of them, they updated, no issues at all, went as smooth as silk, which most updates do. But every once in a while you hit a bump in the road like I did, and I don't know if there's anything I did wrong. I mean, I had a fully charged drone, and I didn't lose internet at any time, and I let it go, the update go fully through until it said 100% and did whatever it told me in the screen. So if it was user error, I don't know at what point I messed up and did something wrong, but I mean it could have been, but anyhow, so if you get that beeping issue, the main thing you want to do is recalibrate the sticks on here. Again, that's going into the Go Fly app and going to that second tab from the if you're looking at second tab from the left, and going down to the second to the last option, and going into like RC calibration, and moving the sticks around, and that is your solution. I mean, I think I hit a double whammy. I think something did install. I had some kind of corruption when I did the upgrade, and when I went into the DJI Assistant app on the computer, and I did the refresh of them both. I think I fixed my first issue, and then then it allowed me to calibrate the sticks and fix the second issue. So I think I was hit with a kind of a double whammy, as I used to say, that caused a lot of my problems. But if if you need to contact DJI and you're having problems in any other way, go to contact them on Facebook. Again, I got almost an instant response, and I got somebody that actually knew what they were talking about, and sent me the things I needed rather than just basically read out of some kind of a manual to me. He actually again was actively conversating with me in the app, and really responding to what I was saying. So I was really pleased with that point. When I did fire everything up, I do have all the manual settings in there for the shutter and the white balance and the iOS on the video, as well as the photos. So, again, really happy. They've really, did a lot to make this a more, a more usable drone now that those settings were added in there. Now maybe before I recommended not buying ND filters because you didn't actually know what your shutter speed was, so it was kind of hard to double your your shutter speed versus your frame rate. But now I'm gonna maybe recommend maybe looking at an affordable set of ND filters for this. The Freewell ones are very popular. I saw I saw somebody else reviewing the Sunny Life ones. So so that's kind of a more viable option now that they've added the shutter speed. So I hope this video helps somebody that has the constant beeping issue. And if you have any questions, I feel like I left something out of my problem solving here. But so if you have any questions, just reach out. Again, it was frustrating for a few minutes, but Marcus Crawford also helped me out. He sent me a couple links that basically were the solution, but when I DJI support, they kind of filled in some of the missing gaps on the links. There's a couple people, I found a few links out there that kind of were the solution, but there were missing bits and bobs that you needed to to complete the whole thing. I mean, if you hadn't, I remember calibrating the sticks on some of the DJI drones, but I don't remember the process being quite like this before. Again, I'm going to stop talking. I'm kind of rambling here. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember that other feature that I think it added also. It was something in one of the menus I found, but if I remember, I'll make another video. So thanks everybody for stopping by the channel, and good luck getting your Mavic Mini updated. It's a terrific update, and this also gives me hope that when the GoFly app comes out for the new Mavic Air 2, which will be released Monday the 27th at 9:30 p.m. in the evening, or it's shown, because we don't actually know release, but shown. I was kind of concerned that it was on the Fly app rather than the Go 4 app, because the Fly app's limited, but this shows that more stuff can be put in the Fly app as needed. So now I'm resting a little easier about the Go Fly app running the new Mavic Air 2. But again, we'll see the next one, and we'll see you Monday night on the live show for the announcement of the Mavic Air 2. Okay, have a good day. See you on the next one.